Hey everyone, Kevin here. What I've got here is another controller. This one's from IPEGA and this has been sent to me by GearBest. So thanks to GearBest for sending this out to me. I really do appreciate it. I believe the title of this is IPEGA PG-9069 and it retails around $29.95. You can get it in black or grey. The box says black, so I'll need to see if that's the case. And this basically looks like an Xbox One controller, an Xbox 360 controller. They've obviously copied it from there. Looks like a really good solution there. You can see here that they've got it playing with a mobile phone, but you can use it with, it's got here Android, iOS, Windows. It's got a dual motor, so it's got vibration, telescopic stand, 2-inch touchpad. So it's kind of got the same kind of touchpad as you would get on the PS4. So at the side it says that, what have we got here? Battery capacity 388 milliamps. Not sure about battery life. And in the back it shows you can play with tablets, Windows, phones. It's got it all. So for $30, this looks like a decent controller. And I like the idea of a lot of these controllers, you know, that they're versatile enough that you can use it with your phone or you can use it with your game system. And, you know, the price of official controllers is why a lot of people are turning to third-party solutions because, you know, they've always been quite expensive. They've always been, third-party controllers have always been a little bit cheaper, but, you know, today you're talking $50, £50 for an official controller. And I didn't realise that could do that, by the way. There's actually a flippy bit there I could have showed you. Here I say a touchpad vibration. I honestly didn't see that. Right. So now that we've got the funky opening cover, I can take it out. So, we've got the controller here. Underneath, we've got the instructions and we've got USB charging cable, and it seems to be a micro B USB connection. So I reviewed this one last week, which was okay, but because of the different connection modes, it didn't work well with my RetroPie. This was okay. This was a lot cheaper though at $10, and right away, you know, just looking at it, this looks like a more premium option. It's definitely more stylish. So what have we got here? Well, as I said, it is basically like an Xbox One controller. It's got the same button layouts with A, B, X, Y. This is different to the Nintendo setup, which has the buttons B, A, Y, X. You know, you've got the buttons the wrong way around, or the right way around, whatever way you look at it. So you've got your thumbsticks here. You've got the kind of touchpad there. D-pad, turbo, macro. There's a button down the bottom here, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's basically got X, I. It's like a keyboard, and then it's a game controller. I'll check the manual, but I guess it could be something like this where you change different modes where, you know, depending which system you're using, you'll change that. There's another switch down the bottom here as well. Don't know what those are yet. I'll check that out. So buttons-wise, you've got, you know, 4 buttons there. You've got R1, R2, L1, L2. Feel clicky. It's very, very faint, actually. They could have been written a little bit better. It's kind of light silver, light blue there, but it's select, home, and start. So there's 3 buttons there. So I'm going to check the manual, guys, and then I'm going to connect it up, and we'll give this a bash, and I'll give you my thoughts on whether this is good, whether it's not. $30. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. Well, guys, it's actually been a few hours since I recorded the unboxing part of this, and there was a few reasons for that. A friend came down, had my dinner. The other reason was that I was having problems connecting the Bluetooth. Nothing to do with the controller, everything to do with me being an idiot. To connect it to Bluetooth, what you need to do is hold this home button. It will flash like that. Now, when it was flashing, I thought that it would connect to Bluetooth like that. It doesn't. What you need to do is, I'll switch off and show you. What you need to do is hold it, and then it'll go faster like that. That's when it goes to Bluetooth mode and it starts being viewable by different devices. I didn't know that. I was just holding it and I saw it flashing and I thought that's, it was going to connect. So I'm connected now, and if I show you, if I turn it on, I should be able to show you. It flashes. If you're not connected to a Bluetooth device, it'll just switch off after a while. But when you are connected like that, the colours will stay there, and it's PG-9069. Now, apparently, it says the battery capacity here is 380 milliamps, standby time of 60 days, and continuous gameplay time of 10 hours. 10 hours, in my opinion, is very good, especially when you can play it plugged in. Now, after I reviewed this last week, I did note that, I did find out that it says that this only lasts like an hour or so after continuous gameplay, so I'm sorry I didn't notice that. At the time, 1 hour is ridiculous and changes my opinion of this controller. You'd have to really keep it plugged in, so if you're happy to play with it plugged in, this is still okay for $10, but 10 hours is much more realistic. So, the manual's actually quite good. It's got a lot of information on it. The key thing here is down the bottom. The game controller is Android and Windows. Then you've got the mouse keyboard mode. Then there's an I and an X. Very similar to the 1, 2, 3, 4 setup here that you've got to connect to different devices. I would say though that it does say here keyboard and mouse is a keyboard, the gamepad, Windows and Android. It's got X for the iCade, and then in this page it's got I for iOS. So you can connect the I for Apple phones and then the X, I believe it's X, for iCade mode. So you've got the iCade and iOS separately. You've got the macro buttons which you can obviously program, and everything else is self-explanatory, with the turbo buttons, things like that. I don't know what these things are at the back though. I don't know. I looked at the manual. It might be there, but maybe I've overlooked it, but I can't see anything about it. Now, the other thing was, I was stupid enough that when I pulled it out of the box, the phone grip fell out, so I thought this was missing. It's very easy to put on. It kind of scoops over the part where the controller icons and that are. You put it on like that, if you can get it, and you can align it through the buttons at the top. If I can get it. Maybe do it this way. There we go. It's probably better that way. Line it up with the circles at the top, if you can see it like that. And then it'll just clip on to the bottom. There it's there. Now, that's perfect. The only thing I would say though is the 3 buttons at the top are fine normally, but once it's on this grip, it's a little bit harder to hit the home button and the start and select buttons. Maybe those buttons would be better down here, or I don't know. I guess you don't want them down here next to the controls. But when this grip is on, it does seem to get in the way. Other thing, this isn't a big thing really, but it holds on well, like that. But, it's obviously top heavy. And, with most phones, you've obviously got the, like the volume and the power button and things like that. So it's just like putting a selfie stick or that. You kind of need to keep it off center so that you can play it properly. But it's not a problem. It's not like you're weighted to one side. It's just a phone that you're holding up. So I've tried a few games. Same problem with Shinobi, which I've got with all the controllers I've tried, which is that you can't move the D-pad, but you can shoot. That's a problem with the game. I noticed one problem with Sonic. The problem with Sonic seems to be, like when you're playing it, I keep going there to push that. When you're playing Sonic, it seems to, for whatever reason, it seems to make an error sound when you're playing. I reckon this is a problem with the game itself. Sega seems to not offer fantastic support for these kind of Bluetooth controllers. That's my opinion of this so far. They do work in certain games, but they're never, I don't know, there always seems to be something wrong. So, okay, let's get this show on the road. Now, Sonic isn't really a great game to show you. Okay, completely take back what I was saying earlier. When I put this on earlier, it was playing the game, but every time I pushed a button to jump, it was going. That must have been a problem with the game. It's fine now. Works perfectly. The buttons are clicky. D-pad feels good. Thumbstick feels good. Perfect. No problems with it whatsoever. The other game that I've been trying out a lot for you guys recently is Dan the Man. This is a kind of basic platforming kind of game. It's only got 2 buttons, jump and attack. But, you know, it's a fun little game, and it's a game that you don't need to use a controller with. You can just use, you know, the virtual controls, and it is playable using that, but it is so much better when you use a controller. This has got good support. You can see if I put my, you know, it's got left, right, punch right, but it's just so much better with a controller. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. So, let's show off properly. Let's show what I just downloaded there. Modern Combat 5. This is kind of like a Call of Duty clone. I think it was the 3rd or 4th one I had a few years ago. I used to play it on my iPad a lot. It's like a huge game, 1 gigabyte or something like that. This is the kind of game where you really see how good this controller is. The cool thing is as well, see this, look at that touchpad. You know, you can move the cursor around, really cool. So, this is when you start to see why this is necessary. Now I've got a Call of Duty game on my phone, essentially. Push R to crouch. Look at that. This feels the same as playing it on the Xbox or the PlayStation 3 or something like that. A game like this, you know, there will be virtual controls. It just isn't the same when you're playing this with your mobile phone. You really do need a controller. And quite frankly, this controller makes this a very, very good game. And it's a game that's free to download. Now I'm getting shot at because I've not played this in years and I'm terrible at it. So there it's there. I'll pause that. So it's quite easy to come off as well. I think you take it from the bottom. Apart from that there, and everything else seems to, you know, work quite easily. I've not tried this in my RetroPie. I reckon it'll work quite well with it. You know, this one didn't work too well with it. I reckon this will work. Turn this off. It's got an auto save mode as well. When you've not played it for a while, it will turn off. So, my thoughts on it. This is a great controller. I'll go as far as saying now, when I'm playing on my PC or when I'm going to be playing on my phone, this is the controller that I'm going to be using. Feels fantastic in the hand. I really love this controller. I really do. It's practical. You know, it's got like 2 months standby time, 60 days standby time, Bluetooth transmission of 8 meters. It's got 10 hours continuous play. You can play using your phone, tablets, Windows, Macs, RetroPie. It'll work as well. This little clip thing, I must admit, it does make it better. You know, you can just sit on the couch and just do that. So, you know, for example, if you are traveling on a bus, train, flight, rather than take something like a Nintendo DS, take your phone and take a controller with a clip. That is an option. And it's important to remember as well, you can get lots of emulators for your phones like on Android and things like that. So you could download a huge catalogue of SNES games and Mega Drive games, NES games, and just play them like this using the clip. It's a simple little thing, but it's effective. $30. I think this is a great buy. $30 it'll be shipped worldwide, free shipping, I believe. Very high quality. It's got everything you would really need, more than what you would need really. I mean, with the D-pad here. This is fantastic. It'll work with smart television and things like that as well. So I don't recall ever buying an IPEGA controller before in the past, but I must admit I'm very impressed with this. And, you know, I suspect all of their controllers are this kind of quality. So you can see in the back here, for Android tablets and smartphone, for iPhone and iPod, for Android TV, TV boxes, smart TVs, etc. Windows PC, some other information there. Transmission distance, 8 meters, battery capacity, 380 milliamps. $30. If you're looking for a versatile controller, a backup controller, something that you can use with your laptops, with your computers, with your phones, with your tablets, I think this is a great option. I'll leave a link down to the sales page below and you can check it out, guys. But for me, this is a very good controller. And at the moment, I would say other than dedicated controllers and things like that, I would say this is the best controller I've got. But, it gives those controllers a run for their money. I would say that. Thanks for watching, guys. If you get any questions about this, please do ask them below. This has been the IPEGA wireless controller, but if I show you my Bluetooth, you can see that it is, in fact, I'll turn it on, you'll see it. To get the code right. There it's there. The PG-9069. So it will be sold as the IPEGA wireless controller or the IPEGA PG-9069. I will link to the sales page so you can check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. Do leave a comment below if you've got any questions about this. And until next time, take care.